You got to take into account that there's a momentum element.
We're
in already.
Momentum isn't really stopping because look at what Gambit are doing. They're just stacking up mad trades as Nats doubles down on the frags. Crashies and Yay purely punished as FNS is put in a 1v3. This is map 1. He's read it correctly. He'll be at least in the right place. We need some heroics from this man. Still utility put down. Not going to be lazy about it, but he's been noted, he's been seen, he's been caught. And Gambit carry on as they left off. Map 1 is in the books. Round 1 and map 2 actually. And that, no.
Map 3, round 1. We were there. We were
Yeah,
in there somewhere, but again.
Oh god, Nats, what the hell?
This will be a real indicator, right? Because again, we can talk about Haven being an anomaly and actually being very, very uncharacteristic. I can't even get my words out now, but
look, map 2's just done us in.
we come to split here, and again, a very, very quick start for Gambit. Now, do they maintain that pace? So, arguably, they're more questionable half on any map on the attack. See how that pans out. This time, a lot slower, but Shadow's going to set up with a flash here, and actually, Envy walking this.
Nothing received off the back of it, and now actually they have to fall away, and they can't. Shados is going to punish, and of course, Yay is still going to find some work with the Marshal. Just seems like a constant thing. You're never going to have a round like this without him doing some impact. But Gambit just death falling around. This is so uncharacteristic of them. This is them playing, again, a very unique manner that not many of us are used to, and I'm sure Envy feels somewhat the same. Good flash, though. Going to set them up. Pushes them deeper. Shados again going to claim another 2. Victor and FNS make it almost all of them. Yay's now fallen, and just Marv to find. He's going to probably walk into Chronicle here. There's Marv down to 22 already. Lovely shot. Extremely sharp from Marv, but 3 more. Still utility. Still the angle for Shados. I mean, I don't think Marv has many options now.
No, potential just here to try and come back through mid, or at least sit in bottom mid here and try and find something. It's looking like it'll be 3 to survive on the side of Gambit. We'll see Shados falling off this. The Seeker's online already on the back of that 4K. Marv will just give this up again. We want to just die to the spike. We want to hold on to this. The full purchase through in the next one, and Gambit find the second. Now, again, usually I'd say expect here Gambit to hold a little bit, but with what we've seen, potential here to try and convert these SMGs and get themselves off with a flawless start, actually, on split. If they can get this bonus again, which I don't even want to talk about bonuses from the previous maps, but this one will be big.
And again, I really want to make sure you guys at home know this. If you haven't watched Gambit that much, if you don't know these guys, they are normally methodical, slow, clinical players, similar to Na'Vi. You know, that CIS look to it that is so characterized by how they approach this. But this has been a complete flip of expectation. Defo can be the first one forward. Yay's on the side, good angle to play with. I don't know how they're going to get around this. It's maybe the Seekers and Defo just ignoring him right now. No one can close that gap. Marv keeps him at arm's length. Finally one gets close, and that still stands. There was 2 players found, 3 stay alive with the rifle.
Yeah, a formality. Gambit just trying to get something done there. Unable to actually, Seekers invested. I thought there was a chance they were able to isolate that on side, but I think Defo desperately trying to close the gap, get towards elbow, get towards screen, add a little more pressure, right? And I think it's actually eventually Marv that counter swings through that smoke, but come back in. We'll force 2 repurchases on the side of Envy and Gambit. We'll have rifles across the board.
This is the big one now. Envy need this on the board. I can't stress it enough. The mental game coming into this, get that rifle under your belt. Get that first big buy away from Gambit, or the confidence will just continue to boom. Now, the problem is, though, if you're Envy, you now have to invest utility early. You have to be ready for those early, weird, aggressive, stacked up pushes. But if it is more of a default, more standard approach, that could be something different. However, already you can see the investigation from Gambit leaning towards A. They do have a little bit of step towards ramp. 2 players working their way up. And the exchange comes from middle. Looks like Envy wants back a little bit of the territory here. Good shot from Defo, but well shut down by Crashies. Mid is now theirs. Now Gambit have continued to make progress, though, on this side. We saw that earlier.
Able to counterbalance this perfectly. Now Nats will go hunting towards ropes. Crashy's got to be aware of it. He absolutely is.
Yeah, he's locked on. It just felt like he knew that the entire time, and obviously just good consideration. But removing Marv actually opens up the site, so the spike can now come across. Chronicle Just going to make sure that no one's going to springboard quickly through those vents, and no one was, so Redguard can get a plant. Now, planting open for Heaven. As we see, obviously, his compadre sending up towards it. And now the retake's going to take some time to get around here.
And this becomes problematic, actually, because there's only one member of Envy, and it's FNS, to potentially break this apart for Gambit, because he still has 2 snake bites, Chronicle. When he finds this kill, they can run the clock down, rely on this utility. The rest of Envy going to address that, though.
Yeah, the timing's great here. Chronicle can't get it. Crashies finds him. Now, timing is of the essence, and Redguard's got a dirty angle to play with! Oh, I thought the second was going to come through, but no, Victor holds his nerve. And that is exactly what Envy needed. It's not clean, it's not pretty, but it will be job done. Second on the board for Envy now.
They're going to have that Blaze Storm line. Crashes as well with the Viper's Pit, so good situation to be in, actually, here, considering it's all tied up. And again, think back to the Seekers being invested. I think Nats has now got his Neural Theft online, but that's where I think they're potentially struggling. Throw a couple of SMGs in here. Actually, Redguard and Chronicle one away from theirs as well. Rifles across again. No opportunity to kind of build up Ye's bankroll at all towards that operator, which again is kind of key for Gambit as well. And once Ye gets rolling with it, just going to rotate around again. Gambit, though, going to challenge mid, and
fast.
Lots of utility investment.
Look at the base. Crashies in so much trouble, but the control is sublime. Oh, Crashies! That is absolutely incredible work. After all that pressure, still comes out the victor as they tried to close the gap. Crashies is having a great round. He is truly going to be rewarded for this, as now Nats is the only one alive. They did invest a little behind it. It wasn't huge for Gambit. It's more the approach that they came with. It was purely to put pressure towards Heaven and then see the rest of them swing in. He's going to get one before Stand, and Crashies purely an MVP that round.
Well, actually, the utility is perfect from Gambit, right? It's actually 2 or 3 in quick succession to tie him up. Still finds that Defo desperate to get in here. You can see just how desperate he was. The second comes through Redguard again, desperate for the trade. Again, Gambit now back on rifles. 2 ultimates I talked about will be online now, with everyone dying out. See here is, again, Gambit set up a little weird. It's 2 on either side, almost in anticipation of a bit of aggression, but Marv find Defo on the back of that Cosmic Divide going up.
Oh, Shados has to respect it too. He looked like he wanted to maybe try and consider a trade or a little bit of impact. But what we're looking at is an open site. FNS, I think, just got the alarm bell ringing. Yeah, he just gets absolutely swung on by Nat. FNS backline, good for one. The second not going to happen for him. Chronicle on the trade out. Oh, comes up. And now the spike should be able to be planted. Seekers not quite up yet for Victor. Can't quite clear out, but he can get the heal going for himself as well. Trying to get everyone back situated if required. He's going to lead the way. Double flash can be back up in 4 seconds, so he'll have a second to work with if he wanted to lead this in the 3v3 post-plant.
And Nats and Chronicle are actually getting healed up as well now. That's huge. Shados will maintain B main control, but Marv finds Nats.
Okay, the flash to the back of the site just to double check. I'm really happy to see that. Chronicle, what can you do with this? So there's the divide coming in. He's down to be on an island. Gets a fade away on Victor. Pops down to utility. Shados has gone close though. He's closed the gap already. Fighting Crashies. Now the 1v1. Shados is working with so little information. It's all that! Shados! What a moment to come alive for the side! As Gambit right back into things. Envy looked like they'd have the answers for the last couple of rounds.
Again, I love that. Even Nats falling there, it's just to gather a little bit of information. With Shados playing so deep in B main, the Viper's Pit buys up so much time. It's the perfect way for this to play out. And again, actually, the Cosmic Divide, I've got to say it, with it coming down to a 1v1, almost becomes a benefit for Shados, right?
Yes.
It gives him a pocket to play in. It's another safety net for him. Again, it comes down to an awkward 1v1, but he wins it out.
And that was a Red Bull clutch coming through for them too to get it all tied back up 3-3. But again, I want to talk about that mental game because Envy, I want to keep my eyes on you. I want to see how well you do to bounce back again. All these kind of things thrown into your face. But Defo, gonna take a lot of space.
Got your trail.
There's those Seekers being built up, coming on through. Ye pushed way deeper. Redguard?
What?
You're gonna that and beat Ye? All right, all right. I don't understand what is going on. Crashes with a huge denial. Now he focuses towards the other side, but outdone a little by Defo on the timing there. The Seeker's going to confirm so much attendance, but what a weird round. 3v3, let's take stock of things. Spike is heading back towards B. Who's over on this side? An interesting position for FNS. 2 through Heaven, but the real challenge will be coming through Spawn. He's got to keep his nerve here. They seem aware of the possibility. Marv's en route. Now we wait for the cross. Does FNS get what he needs? Oh, the timing, good read. Sees the barrel, he knows he's in trouble. And actually, Redcar's outdone him as well. I don't understand it. Victor does so well to trade back in to bring this into a 1v2. Redcar's HP is a problem. It's 47, and Victor's eyes are trained on that.
That's a beautiful setup there as well. Victor and Marv in really complementary angles to peek as soon as that contact comes through. Crashies. Again, he got double challenged by Nats and Chronicle there, and unfortunately, just for a split second line up behind that poison orb. Again, so much pressure built by that split coming through. Again, the Seekers in response from Victor as well made things a little easier for them, but at least it's... I mean, the flash was perfect. Unfortunately, Crashies, I think, just peeked slightly ahead of it. Defo's not caught blind by it. But here, Gambit. Pistols, SMG, and the Blade Storm, actually. It's going to be another fast piece.
Yeah. But to be fair, Envy have done quite well at maintaining this, even with some of the aggression. We saw that little piece coming out towards Heaven last time, but this is a lot of work just thrown down towards FNS. He's going to have to just play his life here, try and maybe stay alive a little longer for support, which is down here. So maybe not so worried. He's got players by his back. Spike does get denied. Good pick up there for Marv, who can fade away towards CT. None of these threats until Defo's done that have come into fruition. And now I'm getting a little nervous. 38 HP, he's just going to put his body on the line and he loses it. Nats with a rifle. 61 in a dream in a 1v3. HP is low for SNS, but now he knows. Now they know everything, and Marv was by his side. Envy, these are scary rounds, man, but they are controlling them, and they need this to get cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. More confidence building off the back of them.
Yeah, I talked about map 1 and Envy being able to, you know, slow things down and dictate the pace in a lot of rounds, but here Gambit, again, leaning heavily on the successes from Haven, I guess, just trying to kind of commit to these. And again, talk about the composition on Haven with that Brimstone. Again, the smokes are very different to some of the other controllers. They're all in pieces, right? They're committed pieces. Once the smokes are in, there's nothing else. There's no cooldown to find something else to rely on. And Gambit leaning on that a little bit, at least in a couple of these eco and actually in one of the buy rounds as well. Do we see Gambit slow things down now? Again, with that operator online, I almost expect it. They've got to now anticipate Ye's going to be drifting back and forth, and whether or not Envy then actually counter that with some set pieces to maybe enable Ye to find these first bloods.
Options are there. I still feel like Gambit just have so much freedom to play with here because they're so... There's so many maps in the pocket, they get to just kind of... Oh, maybe we try something a bit riskier here, we can go for this, we can go for that, whereas Envy, you know it's tournament life on the line. This is grand finals on the line.
There's big mental weight on this for Envy. And again, almost more pressure to kind of tame the beast once again.
But as close as these rounds have been, they have been rifle rounds they've been winning, they've been keeping it clean enough to convert. This has been a substantially better look for Envy. This is potentially the gateway back in. The doorway is now open, they just have to walk through it. This is, again, going to be a tough round to control. The light armor, though, and the kind of small takeaways that they can't get online are going to be a bit of an issue for Gambit, as their economy is a little rough around the edges. And yay, he's walking it. Yeah, big man's on it, but it's a big trade. Redcar still not going to let him get momentum off the back, or at least fall away. Going to punish that pick and now get it to a 4v4.
In opposite numbers, though, and Nats will find Crashies. That will bring the Viper's bit away. Marv actually wise to the fact he could have crept up behind it. Again, we'll confirm that there's nothing else towards A main. Victor. Again, maybe considering pushing through there, but Gambit now will reset. Again, if they can isolate Marv, he's not full HP either. This will be A site wide open.
It's a hard position to clear, though.
Not so hard.
I mean, I feel like Shados didn't even really think there was a player there. He's like, I'll kill you anyway. And now the spike's en route, and as yes, Marv was a little bit deeper in there, so he could have maybe bought time for rotations if he'd found that first pick, but that's not the case. And now the rest of them, which is FNS and Victor, have very little step towards this site. So again, some of these picks are going to be incredibly hard to work out. FNS looking through screens as Victor working his way back through spawn. Chronicle waiting, and he's happy to greet him. So FNS takes that first step. Very tentative on approach, but this is going to be potentially hard. That definitely will be. Because now they know where he is. And the spike is planted very nicely for Gambit. This looks like a bit of a sewn up round. FNS Does find Shados. Gambit. Find another to get on the board. This is now getting closer.
Let's put it in there. Red Guard, you see again, once the smoke pops on screens, they immediately divert their attention back towards that flank, which is why Chronicle is absolutely posted for that to happen. Again, the trade, this is the thing, does Ye start, you know, pushing a little deeper, getting a little more risky, and how well can Gambit control that? Yeah.
I mean, it's very hard.
Snapped on him.
I do want to think about Ye as well in this, because it's hard to put yourself as that, well, I'll just try and make a play happen. I'm going to put my life on the line here, because if I mess up, that's an op gone, that's going to be maybe something recovered, that's a lot of early impact, so it's very hard to give yourself that, especially when you're 2 maps down. So for now, say Ye sitting not necessarily deeper, he is still towards, you know, Melroom. He's not that far off it, just not going walkabouts. He's not pushing those extremities as much, playing a little bit more dedicated towards middle. And the bite, a little rough on either side. Nat still with the Spectre and then Victor, something similar in a Bulldog for FNS. So no one's economy in the perfect place, but Nat's, I mean, he's just been walking this way the entire time.
Crashy's going to be up on rafters here. Again, it's another double stack. They're going to swing this together. Actually, the flash perfect for Heaven as well. Look at this. It's just absolute precision on the side of Gambit. Actually, we'll find the first. Nats will fall.
You are divided!
The Cosmic Divide in response, actually, from Redgar.
I think they just noted as well with the dog that there was a player lurking around the backside of B. Now, that's where the spike actually is. So this could be a really good late-game piece of information that was just claimed by Victor. That's why they haven't hit rotations. That's why they haven't leant over towards A after that contact.
30 seconds left.
So that one bit of info filtering through has made a big difference here. Flash confirms it. Now they know the intention. They can get the players in the right place. They're going to lean Ye over here. FNS now sees it. He knows what's coming his way as well. Victor has to play close on site. Ye feeling that fire starting to burn. Flash comes in. It's a good flash too. FNS will lap it up. 2 big kills with Victor to follow. Leaving Depo, who was on that flank. Wait, excuse me, 7 seconds though. Time. Surely not. It's a 1v3. There's no way he's going to be given even any more opportunities. He's done what he can. He made a bit of impact. But the round is all but over.
Can Envy hold the line? Again, the timing on that flash crucial, because Gambit leaning back towards one of those late round hits. Again, all Envy need is an indicator, with no other presence shown on the rest of the map, other than this initial push towards Heaven. It's all the way over on A though, so great timing on that. And Envy, like you said, able to adjust accordingly. That pulls Ye down from Heaven. He knows there's probably no pressure coming through from mid because he's been there the entire round. But now back down on Scrap. Shados with Spectre. A couple of pistol upgrades, but that's about it.
Yeah, it looks... one-dimensional is the wrong word, but it looks very direct in approach. But Nat's just beat Victor. Marv is now getting traded out on. It's not looking so clean. This is looking so messy. And now we're going to have the Seekers go out so they know how much time they have to maybe get this spike plant, get into trickier post-plant positions. And now from Heaven, 2 come through. Ye and FNS. There it is. Catches him on the way out. That's massive. But the flank. Look at the likes of Shados. Now, when does he pull the trigger? It's now. He gets presented the perfect opportunity as FNS put in a dire scenario. Gambit do it again. They do the unthinkable. A thrifty round. They came in with odds and ends, and they punished every opportunity they could find. This game, I thought this was going to be Envy's. I saw a little bit of momentum, a little bit of maybe confidence starting to build up, and Gambit are right back in there, breaking them down.
I mean, Gambit just kind of thriving in these really, really kind of disorganized... kind of pushes through that. Again, I'm not entirely sure how that initial exchange went. I didn't know if Victor had a rifle, but he lost to the frenzy of Nats. And at that point, it's like, stack up, death ball, we play trades, and it comes down perfectly. It goes to a 2v2.
We need Ye here, and Ye's gone. I know. Nats is going to walk his way through. Gambit are just plowing their way in towards the site. And they've got everything set up for this. It's everything they wanted as well. A couple of players are up towards ramp though, but Chronicle seems all but too aware. Spots the first on the way back through, expects a second. He can't control it well enough towards Crashies, but it's only going to be Crashies for a split second. And we're back at 6-6. Gambit just, again, find that next gear to go to.
And the big
Who
thing,
are they?
The crazy thing is, every time they find this first blood, look for it, straight away it goes to the buddy system, right? And all they're doing is just desperately trying to trade.
It's 6-6. Analysts.
Tell us something.
Yeah, please, because I don't know where this is going. It could not be closer on the half.
No,
half. It's do or die time for Envy. This is what all those, hours, weeks, months of work that have been poured into lead up to this moment. You have to come in with everything you've got. Otherwise, Gambit, walk away the victors. This is how much you've got to prove to us, Envy. How bad do you want it? Because Gambit are in touching distance now.
Envy will stack up. Everybody committed right now. That's it. Gravity well.
Good start.
She will get countered. Ye will find an opener here, and Chronicle will have to give this up.
I love this deeper
coming
lead.
through though, but they're going to be aggressive.
Yeah, I like that. I like that Ye was willing to put himself on the line a little here, try and get a little bit more information, control that deeper CT side. And there's 3 of them stacked on this. Ye loses the first fight. Defo now, this isn't as clean as I wanted. This is 2 players now trying to deal with 1. Where's the rest of this hit? Nat's just got marved. FNS, Victor, and Crashes. What's going on here? Victor, back of sight, big flash. Oh, he walks into Nats, and Shados is there. And now a 1v2. And the spike gets tapped. They know they're going to be sitting this now. Crashes has to close that gap. It's gone halfway. Nats sees him. Defo gets off the spike. Crashes on the jump peak. He's going to fall his way around. Defo has to hold his breath and try and wait it out. I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's down to the wire, but Defo's going to get it defused. And, Envy have got to be in shambles. Gambit take the first step. After what I thought was a great start, I liked that CT pressure, but it went to pieces.
But the problem being now, with a round like that, it knocks the wind out of Envy. They tried to get right back in the driving seat, and it's completely picked apart by Gambit. Again, just look at how effective Gambit are when they stack up and play these trades. Defo there. Again, not an awful lot to do. 17 HP. He has to come through and challenge. He knows the half diffuser's come through already. Really awkward scenario. Once again, Envy will stack up. Only has 3 this time. Looks like A is the intention initially.
It's Chronicle towards the top side of Ram, just going through the motions, very similar to before. Red Guard trying to get a punish. Crash, he's taking a lot of damage, and actually Chronicle's going to close that gap.
Beautiful.
Nicely isolated, going to just soften them up on the cross. FNS now down to about half HP. This is clean, very clean work here from Gambit. You see that synergy, you see the utility work between the two. As the last piece of what was left of Envy is working towards middle. Marv now. Possible scenario given. And yes, Nats will be waiting on the other side. And the spray, he knows that there's a player so close by, and peekaboo. It's going to be a clean second round here for Gambit.
4 will survive. That's 4 weapons carried across as well. See how Envy will adjust on their first purchase here. Again, nothing other than that kind of utility usage there over towards A main. Nothing really to write home about for Envy here in the first go. Again, no real feelers in terms of the setup. Now, the key thing to note, on the back of that round, Nats is now going to invest some utility in ropes and potentially now sit with Shados over towards A. So switch up on the side of Gambit, but also for Envy now, they're going to lean heavily towards B.
This is one of the big rounds for Envy as well, because again, you've got to convert this here. Just the bonus against you. Gambit getting a little looser with it, happy to push up, take risks, but the reward's not there to follow. Victor with a good opener towards that B site. Spike's not collected yet though, so that's going to be FNS's duty, and if Chronicle hears this, they should be dealt with by Crashies. Maybe not. Oh dear, that's a problem. A couple of issues starting to rear, but the spike will be planted, and we have to see this post-plant.
Spike planted. Here.
We'll come through Defo again though. Envy drifting deeper and deeper here, trying to get aggressive. Victor will take a tag, but he'll back away, leave Ye posted. But 2 players now accounted for in spawn.
Good collection from Marv. It's the flash, but all away from the angle cleanly enough. He's getting closed in on the flash. He has to turn it, respects it, but the trade comes out. The numbers heavily favored now towards Envy. 3 of them standing. They want to keep this as clean as they can, keep as many rifles up. They'll be punished on 3, only 2 alive. So the economy might be a little worse for wear, but it's not the end of the world. They just need rounds on the board here.
And that's big again in terms of the expected timeline here. Potentially Gambit flipped that, and they're on double digits. So a crucial round to say the least for Envy. Can they carry through? Again, going to force a repurchase at least on 3 members, but do manage to get 4 rifles. 1 SMG in the hands of FNS, but he's going to play deep anyway. You see if anybody does pushes, might actually get himself an advantageous 1v1, but another variation here from Gambit. I mean, Nat's over on B site. Utility committed as well. Envy will creep up.
When they swing together, they start walking. There's 1 pack. Nats at the back of the site though. He's gonna see it all.
Spike
He sees everything, and now he's gonna find everything off the back of Chronicle. They've set them up for success. It was a trap laying in wait, and now Seekers get popped to try and levy this out, give them a way back through here, because now they've got problems. FNS, though, great positioning. They crunch towards heaven. There's the aggressive Envy we need to see. There's the team to take the fights. The flash not going to go deep enough. FNS just jiggling on the corner. Some whiffs of the flashes. It ain't good enough. Redcar now presented a 1v3. He's going to get one for 30 HP. I think that's about all he's going to get.
Yeah, and this on the back of Chronicle finding two openers in this round. Redcar will come creeping. Envy are going to challenge. I think they'll play pretty deep. Redcar are going to retrieve the operator, but FNS will hear this. Again, with no armory on Victor or FNS. Expect them to peel all the way away from this. Don't want to give away any more in terms of the economy. Again, look at the ultimates now on the left side of your screen. Envy effectively tapped out. Yeah, they're about 4K to play with overall, so it should be a fairly comfortable purchase here, even though 3 did die on the side of this setup, though. It's just so disgusting. How many times do we talk about Nats just sitting in a camera from the start of the round, and Gambit have these beautiful set pieces around. They're just 2 pieces of utility there.
It's so well considered, though, and I love how they play around it, but credit to Envy for bringing this into 8-8 now. Now, we were talking about the economy. It's a little weird, it's a little funky, but it's not dire yet. It's missing maybe 1 rifle off it. Now Shados is going to be the critical piece if you're a Gambit fan here. Defo can also join that list too with the ult now coming through.
See what we can find here with the Bladestorm. Now Nats will show to the spy cam. One player noted, yeah, he actually
very aware.
Yeah, privy to the fact there may be another counter peak on the back of that. Does Defo swing ahead of this? He does.
He
No way!
He's going to find Ye too. That's a huge scalp to claim. Such a difference maker sometimes for these Envy rounds. But now Redcar, can he do something too? What's up? Mob's just like, wait, what the hell is going on? Chronicle's there as well, waiting for that combination to come through. And I mean, FNS is deep in this, and he's been great at threading the needle, but gets revealed. They now know this position that's come in, and Chronicle going to be forced to handle it. He does, and now that's 2 huge picks and 2 huge problems presented for Envy. Marv's in no man's land. He's got a player right, player left. Can't find a clean. Finally loses it. Chronicle, the beast through the vents, is now Victor, and Crashy's left in pieces. And that's a whiff and a half from Defo, but he does have his buddies by his side. He's got Chronicle nearby. Crashies, do you have some magic for us here? Because you're going to need a bit. And maybe, just maybe he does, but one more! Shados breaks the hearts and gets it for Gambit.
On the back of just the operator brought into this, a shorty, a Bladestorm. It's nothing pretty, but Gambit able to stop Envy in this round. Crashes out. He damn made it interesting, that's for sure. There's a world where I thought, yeah, he's going to find that. When I thought Redcar's on operator as well, it's such an awkward peak there.
Yep.
And now, look at the knock-on effect. A frenzy in the hands of FNS. Ye has his Bladestorm. Again, expect FNS to sit very deep. Almost better for him to try and make use of that pistol. Envy will stack up 3 in garage. Ye goes hunting in mid.
No more charges left.
How much space does Ye get given? His first challenge will be towards heaven. It's going to be Chronicle. He's a patient boy. No rush for him. Maybe couple it with the timing on that B piece, try and get that attention. Draw on either side. He's got support in middle now as well. There's the ult coming in too, so that's quite interesting. Could be a different dynamic. Gonna want 1 trade out. Yeah, he's gonna find the pick towards top of middle. There's Nats though, still back of the side, still being a problem. They still need more though for Envy in this. They need a bit more damage. Shados, he's living on borrowed time, but Ye now gets challenged down. Shados wins against FNS, and Envy fall like flies. Gambit have made it to 10. This is now on the verge. Envy need to stop the rot or this is over. Gambit are now on the verge of winning this out.
Again, we talked about it in the previous. I know Sean's brought this up before. You give Nats a pocket to play from, and look what he's capable of doing. Now, the purchase, a Marshal, 2 Sheriffs, a Frenzy again for FNS. Nothing else to work with. Bladestorm invested in that previous round.
Let's go.
Gambit now, I mean, rolling in it. They hit 11, very comfortable. They can almost play this trade out. It doesn't even need to be a flawless victory for them.
No, they can start applying pressure to the wound. They can really start making it hurt. Crashies receives a little bit of chip damage there, but this is a light purchase for Envy. It will put them under the gun. It'll be up against 11, potentially, if this goes the way it should. You see Nat's getting a little aggressive here, leaning out, and he will find Marved.
Well, but 2 weapons noted, 2 different pistols at least. Chronicle will throw down a snake bite to maybe keep Envy outside of A main. Yeah, he's actually walking this. Tried to get something. We'll find a tag, but nothing else.
Does get the tag. It feels like he's always going to get something, but Redgar is right there to fill the gap. And now, where's the last 2 do anything with this? A little bit of a pinch coming up. Could be nice. Maybe not. Redgar's read it so well. And Crashies, he's now noted. It's Redgar with the shutdown. We're at 11. Gambit, only a couple rounds away now, as walking away flawless in a grand finals against Envy.
I mean, this is for Envy to come into this having not dropped a map at this event to now being on the brink of losing out 3-0 in the grand finals. Everything rides on this purchase. Cosmic Divide, Viper's Pit available for Gambit. Whether or not Chronicle will invest this now. Maybe take control of mid. He's then outside ropes right now. He's going to do just that behind this setup. Yeah, he's actually going to come forward and challenge it. He's got to be careful, though. He will slip back towards Sushi. Envy don't let up. FO actually didn't even get a tag on that. It looked like it was lined up perfectly.
Envy have a new challenge presented here, trying to get past this. Chronicle adding a conundrum to middle and just being a nuisance, being a problem. They can clear him back, but they won't be able to take that space straight away. They're going to push on through him. Chronicle catches, just arms wide open. Yeah, absolutely, yay, come our way. This is just fine. And what do Envy now do? It looks like they're going to lean back towards A, but there's plenty of bodies there.
Again, I'm fairly certain, just from looking at the minimap, Nats has been in this spy cam the whole time. So no pressure. Yep, no pressure at all felt in terms of this A setup. Shados will be in position to counter peek, potentially towards A main. They're going to note this utility usage. There's 2 members of Gambit here to hold this down.
There it is. It starts with Shados, but the trade out is great. Envy still fighting with everything they have here. 20 seconds and the spike plant coming in. They have Heaven control for now. This is good. This is the biggest chance they have. They just have to hold this. Chronicle, first one forward. Going to be trying to clear towards FNS. HB favorable towards FNS, and as is the angle and the shot. Good work there, but Defo now wants to have a go, and he's... Did he just tag him on that too? I think FNS, yeah, he's down to 49. He's got to back away from that guy.
Walk away.
The next layer of pressure is not being presented. FNS ready to punish Defo if he tried to make a play, but the time has drifted away from them here.
We talked about the economy. They can just hold here. Again, if everyone dies, it's a big bonus. FNS will find one.
Work.
Good guy in position, though.
He's going to punish. That's one. Yeah, they're in trouble now. Money-wise, Redgar's going to just make it hurt.
Huge.
That is huge economy damage, even in the wins. Gambit is still finding ways to be just such a thorn in the side.
The pressure piled on now. Crash is having a hell of a map as well.
Absolutely.
Leading the server right now. Again, a little ahead of that, actually. So as soon as the spy cam, actually I guess kind of the catalyst there for Gambit is the spy cam being removed all the way up in heaven. We saw it was posted previously, but the tripwire just a little behind where you'd expect it to be, right? They shouldn't be able to get that spy cam before the tripwire set off. But a slight overstep on Gambit's side.
And a chance for Envy, and it's a slim one still. 11 rounds posted for Gambit. Defo's found FNS, that's a problem. That's the pressure now removed from A, so you're going to see the likes of Defo now a little freer to move around. This is going to be maybe leaning towards a B piece, but we know he's at the back of the site. We know what he can do if he's unaccounted for. He's untested. They're still trying to draw this rotation. Maybe see if they can get a punish with Ye floating through middle, but he's not been really given much here. Just trying to clear out through vents. They still need to wait for more. If Ye's the piece to try and clear here, He's either have to go heaven or through vents. Maybe they drift back towards A, hoping there's rotations, but Gambit haven't had to move a player.
Haven't at all, and again, we'll just resort back again. Once Nats gets his spike come up, potential to lean away from B. Envy now. Victor will creep towards A, but the spike's still in garage here. Yeah, he has actually got this mid pinch as well. Victor's getting in this position to try and sell a fake here on the back of the Seekers, but Gambit still.
Where are they going?
They
They've got 30
strong.
seconds. Where are they going with this? They need something to open up for them here, and nothing is. They have 25 seconds, and they got to now lean back towards B, but Redgar's still here. He still knows what's going on. There's still Nats at the back of the site. Envy, come on, you've got to make this happen. Chronicle, he walks through and destroys Envy. 3 back-to-back frags, and it might be 4 in a second. He's on the chopping block. Gambit have made it to 12. One more round, and Gambit walk away.
Match point.
Map point, series point, championship point here. And Envy, again, you think back to that round with Red Guy, he removed everything. Look at this now, the byproduct of that decision-making from Red Guy. Chronicle, though, look at this. I think just at the last second, there's one Seeker coming towards B, and I think Envy are thinking, actually the lighter side of this is the B setup from Gambit. And it's completely false. Look at this now, 2 Spectres, a Frenzy, a Sheriff, Defo now will find the opener, Victor falls.
4 players with the fate of Envy in their hands. Crashies, FNS, Yay, and Marved work their way in through the vents. Chronicle, the man who just destroyed them in the prior round, is just around this corner, but the timing, oh my god,
What?
no! Yay's made a meal of it! It's all going to pieces! Miracle! In the final moments, has just shone so brightly. They are blinded by the lights! Gambit are the Valorant Masters champions!
Absolutely insane.